right, what we have here is our analytics dashboard. You can see here at the top, this is the main dashboard. It's selected for Katara Cultural Village. At the top here, you can kind of see our kind of overview. So you can see the total number of visitors within this particular time range, which right now is set to within the last year. You can see the average visit duration per user and the amount of how many users were new users versus repeat users, for example. Over here we can see the different traffic that's gone through different zone geofences or different regions, and I'll get more into that in a bit. And then we can see a breakdown of visitors new versus repeated, and you can see during this time, obviously, where the event was, all the users, all the new users, and how many of them were repeated users, for example. You can also see over here a heat map. So this would be for that entire duration. And you can zoom in and see a more detailed breakdown of the heat map. You can go dwells versus pass-bys, frequency versus time, all those kind of different things. On the right-hand side, for here, you can see a breakdown again of each zone geofence, how many visits they had, their average dwell time for those visits, and then the peak hours depending on the day. So you can see that for almost all the areas, the peak hours are around midnight during that time span. So we can also come over here and change to pick a custom range, in terms of when you want to see. So for example, if we want to go from the 12th to the 14th, so now it's filtered for only those time frames. We can see during those time frames there was about 5,400 different users or visitors. That was an increase with respect to the previous couple of days, I guess, of 5.3%. We can also see, in that time frame, how many kind of were new versus repeated users. Again, the heat map will have been updated to be reflective of that time frame. And again, these numbers here are slightly changed. So you can see, for example, during this time frame, the peak time for Beach Zone 2 has actually shifted. So previously it was at midnight. During this time frame, I guess the peak time was around 12 p.m. Over here for Beach Zone 5, for example, it shifted also to like 6 p.m., although that one's also pretty high. If we go into the report section, so alerts over here would give you live data. In the report section, you can see a whole bunch of different other details. So for example, if we go to the user flows and then over to here, we can actually see the different zone geofences that I was referring to before. So these are breakdowns of we've kind of created these regions for the different beach zones, which are related to the path here. And what we can see at the bottom here is the hourly visits for each zone geofence, broken down where you can see the height of the color corresponds to the color of that area, for example. So you can see which areas overall, like total visits, had more visits during that time span. And also you can see for each individual zone, which ones had more. So you can see 914 visits in Beach Zone 2 at 12 p.m. and only 786 in this time frame in Beach Zone 2. But you can see that the overall total number of visits here would be higher as opposed to there, for example. So these are some of the different types of insights that you can see using our analytics web application.